And we can all see Mr. Nimsch saying the same thing next week when he is in New York and advertising again for Bonn as the standpoint for the Green Climate Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, the right to education is something that you mentioned, and it is something that is, of course, in Germany also the aspect that the Länder, that the smaller entities are covering. And so if the learning and the educational part is combined with somebody who's actually a journalist and also a journalist working in one of the few outstanding ministries here in Germany that on a Länder level concerns itself with international cooperation, then, ladies and gentlemen, we have our next speaker. We have Dr. Marc-Jan Oyman, who is working for, and I'm sorry, I really have to read this off, is the Secretary of State Minister for Federal Affairs, Europe and the Media of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. I know that in North Rhine-Westphalia you have a couple of ministries that actually have a longer title, but still, you know, just to get it right is very important. The nice thing is Mr. Oyman has not just been working as a journalist, but he also looks at journalism quite critically. And recently, he's published a book saying that journalism is or might be at the edge. And we're very happy that you are here to speak the greeting words. Mr. Oyman.
Dear Dr. Hartstein, dear Mayor Nimsch, dear Ms. Rieke, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Ms. Tümer, for this warm welcome, and also a very warm welcome from my side to all of you. It's a great pleasure to have you here with us. It's a great pleasure that you spend your time, that we have the opportunity to share all of our visions together the next 3 days. It's a great gift from all of you, and it's a great pleasure to have you here. Welcome in Bonn, and welcome in North Rhine-Westphalia, the media head of Germany. I'm very pleased to participate this year, and I send greetings from Minister Dr. Schwalduren, who unfortunately was unable to make it today. The debate on sustainability and, for instance, green development, whether in Rio and Mexico, and of course here in Bonn, Germany's Center for Sustainability Platforms is being led with increasing urgency across the globe. This is in part due to the role that these issues have played in the media. Whether or not we feel that the issue of sustainability is in itself a cause which is relevant to the concerns of our everyday lives, few of us can claim that we are totally oblivious to the issue and to the questions it raises about the feasibility of our current patterns of production and consumption and their impact on the health of our planet. This year's Global Media Forum focuses on the role of education and culture in the process of human development, rightfully so. The investment in education is a crucial step on any road to attaining the knowledge and the know-how necessary to combat poverty and promote social, economic, and political prosperity. Many of the interdisciplinary panels and workshops of this year's conference are devoted to innovation in education and development initiatives addressing, for instance, such wide issues as education for peace, fair fashion, education and sexual determination, as well as education in the shaping of political culture. The relevance of culture to development and the role of the media in this context rarely receive the attention it deserves on the international development agenda. This is surprising. Culture is a powerful means of facilitating the cohesiveness of a community and of strengthening its identities. It is a valuable economic resource, creating jobs, generating income, entertaining and educating within and beyond the halls of the educational mainstream. Ladies and gentlemen, last week the North Rhine-Westphalian Media Forum, which took place in Cologne, just 30 miles south from Bonn, took up many of the issues that have not only benefited but also plagued media makers over the past few years. Just to mention one, the fate of traditional print media is an example of how the industry is being forced to come to terms with a rapidly changing media landscape. The declining reader base, declining revenues, a subsequent loss of relatively secure media jobs, and increasing loss of plurality in the publishing landscape are just a few of the challenges ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenges for developed countries are substantial. Any discussions on the issues of media and sustainability also has to address disparities in access to communication and information technology. Dr. Hartstein mentioned this before. The current digital divide between the developed and developing world is in any case a serious barrier to the cause of an even global approach to economic development. Bridging this divide is a key task to any effort to overcome existing prosperity gaps. Respective efforts must include improving access to the media, communication and information technology amongst marginalized groups, many of them women and the rural poor, and supporting media development in the ways that improve media infrastructure, media independence, diversity, and media training. The state government of North Rhine-Westphalia is in the process of modernizing its policies of development cooperation. The active support of educational and cultural development initiatives has always been and will continue to be key elements of our development cooperation strategy. And just to point out one thing Dr. Hartstein mentioned, I think the challenges via internet are more or less great opportunities for all of us, for individuals and for societies as well. The possibility to have social, mobile, and local, put it all together, is a great platform to share visions and opportunities, and a great opportunity for a great variety of thoughts and information. And what we need in a global world is pure information. Sometimes we use the frame of we are overused and underinformed. We all have the possibility to bring good news, clear news together, unfiltered news together with information, and that brings me to the key issue, education and media literacy. Both of them goes hand in hand, and this is a great challenge we have to face, and I'm convinced that we will take a great step forward within the next 3 days, because you give us your dreams, you give us your visions to fill the gap and to close the gap between within the digital divide. Ladies and gentlemen, the media is an important partner of this process. The media is an important partner in the process of raising awareness for sustainability issues and initiatives here at the local and the federal level. And I'm very thankful to Dr. Hartstein and especially to the General Director of the Deutsche Welle, Dr. Eric Betterman. Oh, he's now Dr. Eric Betterman. I have to be precise. I think last week, 2 weeks ago, he became honorary doctor in the United States. So, Dr. Eric Betterman, I'm very pleased that we have two strong persons behind this process, because there's no networking without people, and no networking without people who are working intensely for this discussion. And so I'm thankful that the Deutsche Welle and the Global Media Forum is a unique opportunity for a very fruitful and lively exchange on the media and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for your attention, and have a good time here in Bonn, the UN capital of North Rhine-Westphalia. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much.